Have young Brits been indoctrinated to believe that patriotism is a bad thing? It's time now for the head-to-head. Britain's Eurovision representative Olly Alexander has hit the headlines after he said that the Union flag could be nationalistic and divisive. Speaking ahead of Saturday's Eurovision final in Sweden, Alexander said, "I have an ambivalent relationship with the Union Jack and what that represents to people, because it can feel divisive, it can feel nationalist, but it can also feel like a representation of what's good about the UK and what makes it good. It's the inclusivity, the diversity." Well, I mean, it's funny that, though, isn't it? Because it was only 4 days ago that Olly was performing his Eurovision song Dizzy in nothing less than a Union Jack bikini. But it's not the first time that the singer has courted controversy. He sparked widespread condemnation in December last year when it emerged that he'd signed an open letter that accused Israel of genocide, branding the country an apartheid state. Clearly, then, if he draped himself in the Palestinian flag, he'd be lauded as a hero. But he sees nothing wrong with slamming our flag. So, after the UK's Eurovision representative Olly Alexander did say that the Union Jack could be seen as divisive and that he's ambivalent towards it, I'm asking, have young Brits been indoctrinated to believe that patriotism is a bad thing? Let me know your thoughts. You can head to gbnews.com/your say or tweet me at GBNews. While you're there, go and vote in our poll. You know what to do. But first, going head-to-head on this, our former Eurovision winner and member of the Fizz, it's Cheryl Baker, and the comedian and podcast host is James Barr. Both of you, thank you very much. Cheryl, I will start with you. Do you worry that young people have been indoctrinated against our own flag?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. I'm super proud of being British. I don't regard myself as English. I think the Union flag is what it says. It's a union. It's bringing together Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales and England, and to represent the United Kingdom in a competition like the Eurovision, the biggest competition, annual competition in the world. I mean, you should be super proud of it, and I know I am. I think it's a wonderful thing to have been involved in.
When you look, James, at the kind of age demographics, the vast majority of people who might watch Eurovision as well, I wonder what it says about Britain that if Olly Alexander came out wearing the Palestinian flag, which, by the way, he may well do at some point, he probably would get a bigger cheer than if he wore the flag of this country.
I mean, I think that's a very divisive thing to say. I think if you're looking at the Union Jack, you've just got to look at the types of networks that drape themselves in the Union Jack flag, and you are one of them. And you often create conversations.
There's also one on the screen there from BBC Proms, can I just say, James? And also, may I just say, James, it's not stopped you being paid by us for this evening, has it? So if you've got that much of a problem, if you've got that much of a problem with it, James, then you can leave.
But it's a fair point, though, isn't it? I mean, we have to look at where the flag is being used, and people like Tommy Robinson are using that flag, and then also networks and people that are creating conversations online that are divisive are using that flag. So is there any reason why? I mean, why do you think young people don't like it?
Right, OK. Cheryl, would you like to come back to that at all?
It's our flag. For goodness sake, every country has a flag. Have a look.
Yeah, but Olly's saying
going on at the moment. The flags are flying of every single country. Everybody is proud to support their own flag. Why should we be different? Why are we not proud of flying our own flag? I know I am.
James, yeah, go on.
I mean, what Olly said is true. He said he's ambivalent to it and he wants to redefine what our flag means because he's...
What does he mean by that? What does that mean? What's redefining?
Well, it means that he wants to wear a Union Jack bikini.
Flag.
Well, he's wearing a Union Jack bikini. That's what he means by it. He wants to take back. He wants to take back our flag for young people.
Did you nearly say take back control there, James, and you stop yourself?
I think that's a load of old dialogue.
I know, I did.
That does not make sense.
Sorry. Right, one at a time. Sorry, Cheryl. So, Olly Alexander, our representative at Eurovision, wants to take back control of the Union flag by wearing it as a bikini. That's
what does that mean? That's nonsense. What does that mean? If he's saying that I'm proud to be British and I'm proud to wear my Union flag, then I understand it. For saying you're ambivalent and then still wear it as a bikini,
because look, the only time the Union Jack flag is great is when the Spice Girls are wearing it, when Olly Alexander is wearing it as a bikini, or when it's been changed into pride colours. Like, we're allowed to use that flag represents our country in lots of different ways, and Olly is right. It's important that we take it back, right?
Okay. Well, can I just say, James? Why is it, James? Why is it important? I mean, other countries around the world, whenever you go abroad, right, the Union Jack flag is one of the most popular flags all around the world. This is a competition, the Eurovision Song Contest, that is fundamentally based on nations with borders. Otherwise, it wouldn't exist. Those nations have to have a flag so that you can identify what nation they are. All right. So, what's wrong with us using our own flag?
Well, there are lots of ways to identify. I mean, if we're being picky, I can go on Google and find out what country I'm in. I don't need necessarily to see a flag as I walk in. But I understand your point. And actually watching the semi-final tonight, by the way, Cheryl, I can't believe you're not watching it. That is sacrilege as someone that has won Eurovision. Watching it earlier tonight, our Union Jack was everywhere. And it made me very proud to be British.
Oh, good. All right. OK, some common ground.
Cheryl, we're owning it.
All right, OK, all right. Cheryl, where do you think this stems from now, this idea that, you know, the flag is inherently divisive? Do you think it's what kids are being taught in schools? How do you see it?
I don't know, and I don't understand the saying he wants to bring it back. Bring it back from where? Where has it been? I think the whole point of the Union Jack is that it's a unification of the countries that make up the Union of the United Kingdom. So I just don't understand. I don't get it.
Should Olly Alexander, Cheryl, just sticking with you on this, should somebody who is, quote, ambivalent towards the flag of this country be representing this country at a international singing contest, do you think?
Now, the thing is, I've read what he's quoted, and yes, he has said he's ambivalent, but he's also said that he's proud to represent his country. So, you know, there's double standards all the way along. I think he's right to be representing the country this year. I think that perhaps some of his statements were a bit silly, especially as he is wearing the Union Jack while he's saying these things. But, you know, if you are representing your country, you should be totally pro the United Kingdom, which is the whole point of having the Union Jack. And so to say you're ambivalent and still represent the United Kingdom doesn't make sense at all to me whatsoever.
I have a question to Cheryl, because earlier you said you didn't like you identify as British. So does that mean that you don't like the English flag? Do you prefer the British flag because it's a union?
No, I like the English flag as well. I'm very proud to be English. I was born in England. I was born in London, but I'm of mixed race because my grandfather was Jewish. My grandmother came from Ireland. I think the United Kingdom is a mixture, a complete smorgasbord, to be Swedish as of tonight, of different nationalities. And I'm proud of that. And I think we should all be proud of it. We should all recognise that we're a complete mix and we should celebrate that, not you know, try and tear it apart. OK, so James, just to final point to you, if I may, mate, and just want to be really clear on something here. So the flag under which, you know, we cracked the Enigma code and defeated the Nazis, you know, that could be quite shameful. But if Olly Alexander wears that flag as a sequined bikini, that's taking back control of it, is it?
You know that you're misquoting me there, and it's hilarious, but that is not what I said. I think it's incredible what we did in World War II. I'm very proud of our country in lots of different ways, and I think Ollie's point stands. He's ambivalent towards it when it is used in the wrong way, which happens regularly.
Fair enough. All right, look, guys, thank you very much. I did enjoy... just before I let you both go, actually, Cheryl, I'll start with you. Is there any chance we might win? No. Right, okay. James?
Yes, I think so. We have the best staging we've ever had. Sorry, Cheryl, but it's a lot better than what you guys had. It's some of the best staging that Eurovision's ever seen. I do think we've got a chance. I would say it's more realistic we'd hit top 10. That's all right, good stuff. Yeah. Guys, thank you very much. Lovely stuff. That's exactly what we're after, good head-to-head, so thank you very much. All right. Right, who do you agree with? Have young Brits been indoctrinated to believe that patriotism is a bad thing? Rob on X says, Ollie should stand down. How can someone so unpatriotic represent the British people? Dane on X says, patriotism is a bad thing. I thought that was obvious by now. It's not as bad as nationalism, but the dividing lines are blurrier than ever. Susan on X says, if you're going to represent the UK, that includes the flag. I hope he comes last. Oh, grief, OK. All right, your verdict is now in. 93% of you agree that young Brits have been indoctrinated to believe that patriotism is a bad thing. 7% of you say that you haven't. Yeah, if it wasn't immediately obvious, completely agree with that. Now,